This is the kind of game that I feel like if I got super immersed in it and, like, yeah, did 100 episodes on... Oh, that zoomed out a lot. If I did 100 episodes on this game, I don't think I'd feel disappointed. It's a bit slow, but not disappointed. It feels like the trade system might be a little bit of a frustration for me. I'm not a big, What is this? Terror. Nightmares untroubled. Ooh, fun. I might do some amount of trading off camera if I'm just, like, running around buying things and delivering them if they're not, like, immediately story relevant. But I'm not really sure if, I'm not really sure how that would track. I don't know how boring or not boring it would be. Now it's F to fire the bat out. I probably should have bought some more supplies. How do I tell what my bat has found? Because it found something. Unless it's that. But I think I already knew about... Yeah, no, that's what it found. Okay, let's go find that. I'm probably going to stay away from using my bat, considering I don't have a whole lot of supplies. I should have picked up more, but I'm not entirely sure what we need supplies for. Are you a marauder? Oh, it's a Takati scout. Okay, don't just shoot anything. Because that's probably foolish. Taste of smog, the sound of iron on iron. We are home. Are we? Where's this? Company house. What is the company house? I'm just gonna kind of dock at everything. I mean, it's worth EXP. Local headquarters of the Windward Company, London's proxy in the Reach. Deliver port reports here. So, separate faction also takes port reports. I'm assuming we kind of have to determine, or decide between one or the other. See, stay close to the shores as it keeps terror down. Gotcha. I'm liking this music. It's very... Oh, what does it remind me of? Weirdly enough, it reminds me of Baldur's Gate more than anything else. Okay, so I think... Unless I'm mistaken, I read that London was just straight north. Northwest of New Winchester. So we're gonna try and drop her off first. I'm assuming there's no time limit on any of these things, but I don't know if anybody gets pissed off. Okay. Did I have to select him or something? I have no idea. I picked him up, but I actually have no idea if he counts as a, I have no idea if he counts as an officer. Oh. The fastidious inspector approaches you in the galley. Cotton, good day. I noticed your ship's clock stopped. Perhaps you permit me to repair it. She has a little case of tools and a hopeful expression. Sure. Prefer things to be right more than twice a day. She gives a grateful flicker of a smile and gets to work. Soon, she has the back of the clock off and has spread tiny cogs across the galley table. Obscure horological tools gleam brassly among them. Everything has a place. I appreciate the opportunity to keep myself busy. Staring too long at the stars is harmful to the temperament. The fastidious inspector has a round face, brown eyes, and short dark hair. She gives the impression of being perpetually busy. What are the duties of an agent to the horological office? She sniffs. It is of fundamental importance that 10 o'clock on the 2nd of June in one corner of the Empire occurs at the same time as 10 o'clock on the 2nd of June in the opposite corner. How is an empire to function if it can't agree what day it is? Fortunately, the process is complicated by the fact that time is less reliable than it was. The hours trade is seen to that. Ask for news of London. Seat of the Empire lies in far-off Albion, where a man-made sun burns in the sky. Another sun blazed there once, before her renewed majesty conquered it. London sits in her coat of smog. Courtiers squabble at the foot of the throne of hours, hoping to receive endowment of years. Meanwhile, Hardworking civil service servants labor to ensure everything runs as it should. Was there a torch of archness there? All as normal. I miss her, though. There's no city like London in all of the skies, and Albion is very different from the Reach. Much more civilized. Discuss the Reach. The wide, wild frontier. A sunless domain, but impossibly verdant, with gargantuan vines, cathedral-sized bronzewoods, and livid fungal archipelagos. This is an uncouth splendor, but I miss Albion. And the steady light of the clockwork sun. These sunless reaches are so misty and quiet. She pauses, but critical. The territories here are rich with raw horrors, and enough vegetation grows on them to feed the whole of London, even if it is of a dubious shape. Ask about the Horus trade. We're just going to get a lot of lore here, aren't we? No, that's fine. You've heard the Empress awards her favorites with gifts of years to extend their lives. And then you can become rich, mining for hours to satisfy London's hunger for them. Oh, hours have more uses than that. We use them to increase the efficiency of work worlds, to speed journeys to distant regions, to resolve overcrowding in prisons. It does make my life more difficult. When time knots and stretches like wool on the loom. More difficult, but more vital. Her Majesty seized a great trove of them when she assumed the throne of ours. And now even more have been found in the Reach. Miners dig them from the ground. What? This is wild. He looks momentarily wistful. I hope someday to retire with a modest pension of years to myself, to prolong the better part of my retirement. Ask about the Winchester War. Reach is torn by discontent between London loyalists and the more independent settlers. There are those who feel that London is a long way away, and they do a better job governing themselves. The frontier attracts independent spirits. We call them Tacites. Tacites? The hobnail boots that are so practical out here. London, unsurprisingly, disagrees. The Windward Company earnestly represents Her Majesty's interest in the region, sometimes very earnestly indeed. The Tacites call London's loyalists stovepipes for our hats, I suppose. It avoids looking at you. And you, Captain, where do your sympathies lie? No loyalty to either side. What a remarkable indulgence, she remarks with a raised eyebrow. Let's see. Compliment her work. Her hands are deft and sure. She polishes, she cleans, she reassembles. Thank you, she says, a small embarrassed silence. It's possible that the inspector is pleased. It's rather hard to tell. Bid her a good evening. And to you, Captain. I think I shall make a cup of tea. So, it's actually hours is in the unit of time. Yeah, no, I got that. So, whatever it is, they found... Oh, distant nebula shines in it on this place. Its light is mellow as melted butter. This is really cool. Let's just look around for a while. Oh, hi. Supplies. You're low on supplies. To run out, your crew will begin to starve. What is that, Dag? I think I might want to turn the auto aim up. Holy shit. This sucker hurts. Okay. Experience. You earn more experience by defeating enemies, discovering landmarks, and completing prospects and stories. Okay. The Consencuria, lumbering half-fossilized isopods that will attack anything they disapprove of. Even they're very ancient, murderously grumpy, means almost everything. A large chunk of the Canticuri still lives. They can be slow to die, stubbornness perhaps, or the sluggish journey of signals along their calcified nerves. Listen to its last complaint. Its parting grumble is bitter and mournful. Your crew shares tales of the Katankiri to distract them from the noise. Gain experience, the Sky Story, and hear tales of Katankiri. Oh, cantankerous. I got it. Cantankerous. The cantankerous grumbles at length, in no apparent discomfort until its abrupt final silence. I heard, says a solemn junior signaler, that when their world was dying, they didn't fix it or try to leave. They just burrowed into its crust and slept until the end. It crumbled around them, and they woke amongst its fragments. This is cool. This looks fun. Steampunk too, my favorite. Yeah, it is, this is Sunless Skies, which is one part roguelike, one part giant eldritch story simulator, clockwork universe thing. It's pretty nuts. Like, if you like weird lore, eldritch horrors, crazy stars, and all sorts of nonsense, this game's probably worth a look-see. More so than many. What is this thing? I see a grave. Something grave. Okay, so I think I can just drive straight through this. Cuddlescomb. Cuddlescomb? Can I interact with it? I also did level up. You're right about that. Scarred, a spell in prison, interlude in red and gold, or a scandal. Huh, so I can raise some stats. So, obviously, my veils and my mirrors are pretty dang good. It looks like they're all going to give me 5 and 3. The question is what? I mean, we might as well just kind of... Let's min-max a bit here. I want to get Fist and Heart. I want to be an all-rounder. For obvious-ish reasons. You came close that day to death. It left its mark. What was it that nearly killed you? An engine accident. A breached pipe. A jet of scalding steam. You spent a week on the brink, trapped in boiling dreams. The scars are still livid on your skin. I actually had a classmate. Super awfully. Oh, here we go. I'm gonna finish my story before we get back to this. But I had a classmate in college. She worked at it was one of the kind of eateries, but also like stores that was open until like 11 at night. And one day a steam pipe burst. And more or less just flooded the entire back half of the store with boiling steam. Like, steam enough to put her in the hospital for 3 weeks. And she got hit in both arms. And I actually never saw her again because more or less the school was just like, yep, you graduated. Here's a lot of money for medical bills and associated other things. And I really don't know what happened to her after that. I know she made a full recovery in her hands and whatnot, but her skin was not so lucky. But that was super scary because that was like 3 floors down from where I lived at the time. And all I remember is... Wait, no. That was 3 floors below the dorm that I had lived in. I didn't live there anymore, I think. Was that junior year or is that... No, that must have been junior year, because she was an upperclassman. I guess I sort of lived there. I'd moved out. But there were 2 other people that had actually hidden the storage closet from the steam. And people honestly thought they had died. And there was, like... I'm going to say about a full 10 hours... Well, they were, like, trying to get a handle on the whatever the damage was. Where, like, people straight up had thought these 2 students were quite dead. Which was really freaking dark. And so whenever I hear about, like, scalding steam, I'm just like, yeah. Because you don't think about it until, yeah, that happens. But, I mean, there's a lot of things like that. Anyway. The signal box is shrouded in gray. Close up, you see that the box is covered in delicate webs, studded with cocoons. From the blue and white pattern on one bundle, it appears a spider is trapped a teapot. Inside, beneath a desk covered with rusted levers, is a luggage trunk. Captains in dire need can borrow from the cash inside, but custom dictates they must later replenish it. Read the ledger. Captains who withdraw from the cash should note their name and ship, and what they took. Occasionally, they add anecdotes. In a vision of the heavens or sky stories. Handwriting is poor, but legible. Captain Jayanth deposited supplies in the cache, paying off their debt. There's a column for miscellaneous notes. The captain warns of a condition afflicting her crew. It started during a period of downtime. One took up gazing at the stars and encouraged the others into consideration of the heavens. This has since become a fixation, and the entire crew only grudgingly leaves the windows to perform their labors. That's a problem. And let's leave. We're low on supplies, but I'll be okay. The Stokers work vigorously. This place makes them yearn for the riotous camaraderie of New Winchester. What the hell is this thing? Can I shoot it? Oh, requires mining. So I cannot mine. Oh, we got another one of these. These runes predate humanity. Their architecture is gargantuan, their purpose inscrutable. Requires a saying. Well, we certainly don't have that. I wish some of these things would remain marked on the map. Can I not leave marks? Oh, that's unfortunate. Okay. I guess I'm just gonna go over here. One thing that I think definitely would make a major difference in me sticking with this game for longer is probably getting my hands on a much faster engine, so I can actually tootle about at faster speeds. Maybe the top speed in this game is not actually particularly top, but it would be lovely if I could actually scoot around sooner and faster than later. I have issues with impatience when it comes to just traversing. I wonder if you can... I wonder how to pick up those skills, probably with certain officers and whatnot. The inscription of the memorial of the unknown rat is to those brave ratists favored who gave their lives in the early exodus to heaven. Found and benefited from a wonder, one of the most pleasant and least menacing landmarks in the high wilderness. Wonders immediately lower terror when you visit near them, so long as you haven't visited too recently. Sometimes it's worth taking a detour to include them in your routes. Memorial of the unknown rat. Games with items that boost travel speeds are the best. I used to play a lot of WoW when I was younger, and the day when I finally got, is it level 40? And just got the basic travel mount, which is insane to say in and of its own way. Getting that was like such a joyous, 40 for first mount back in the day. And that was such a joyous experience for me. I was so happy. I'm a little worried that I'm going to run out of supplies. I'll see what I can get. Oh, the Klopfenstein. Detritus of another mysterious... another skirmish in the Winchester War. Okay. The wreck gleams with frost. Its windows are dark. Its engine silent. Perhaps something of value lies within. Signal of the wreck. The windows of the crew quarters are occluded with frost, but was that movement you saw? Signal of the wreck, yeah. Your signaler fetches their signal lamp and flashes a patient message into the portside window. There, a faltering glow burns in the frost. Someone has struck a match. You dispatch a boarding party. They retrieve a survivor who's eager to sign on and a hard worker, if surely from their long isolation. Oh! Okay. Still got me. Shoot. Ah, rupture. Oh no. We have died. Our captain is dead. Shoot. The cold takes you. Asson Legacy? That's resumed from last autosave. I was not expecting that thing to pop up directly next to me. I will die when I die. Oh, hi. Oh, we died here. Okay. You know what? This is actually a pretty good opportunity. Sucks a bit. Oh. I pressed the wrong thing. Okay, we're actually going to very quickly scoot back to New Winchester, maybe. And buy some supplies, because I totally forgot. And should have. I've got an amount, but still. Let's see. And the lightning run there. Well, so this is actually going to be a game that I... Yeah, that was definitely a WTF moment. That thing freaking just showed up. Which I'm assuming is part of the point, but still. Ah! That would have been a great spot to actually end an episode. I guess I could have, but too late. Permit it. Ow. Okay, don't bump into things. It's bad, obviously. We're coming back to this another day, too. I think so. There's some other games that I really, really enjoyed from tonight. But I feel like this is one of the games that I kind of have to play. Just because of how interesting it is. That said, if one of you guys wants to pull up a map and make sure I'm going in the right direction a couple of times, like every once in a while, that actually would be quite lovely. I guess I could do it myself. I know this is the kind of thing that would probably be like, breaks the game, but like, it would be lovely if I knew kind of where I was going at sometimes, so I'm not like... Aimless wandering works, and there will definitely be points where I'm just super down for that. But, especially early on, more directions than just northwest would actually help out quite a lot. Money do I still have? Gonna buy supplies. Okay. Could have done that from the start, but so be it. There's no way to go faster, is there? Nope. Alright. How can I... No, I can't save. So every time I dock at a place, that's an autosave. Oof. So, does anybody know how the legacy system works? Oh, there's not a map. It's randomly generated with every single time. Oh, really? I actually thought they were just going to... I thought they were just using a hand-designed map. I guess it kind of makes sense that they could procedurally generate this, but... well... Delicious procedural generation. I guess this is definitely the kind of thing where it's like, could have fooled me. I would have just assumed that this was all hand-designed, but... This is good procedural generation. Anyway, I'm just going to fling myself into the void. We'll go the other way, maybe. But... I'm not entirely sure where northwest is, apart from now. Yeah, some procedural generation is bland. Part of it is, this game makes exploration valuable. Obviously. And that, in and of itself, is actually quite important. Most games do not. Oh. Mountainous rocks, clad in jackets of frost, rise about you. The passes are perilous. We've got a grave down here. It also does stitch the tile pieces together really well. The frangipane. Okay. I don't think I can do that. Stripper for repairs. Okay, I don't know how well these guys can lead shots. Get him? Nope. Got him. Alright, now we leveled up. Alright, so let's do Scarred again, engine accident. Again, I'm going to try and keep to some of these things. Okay. Let's see. Board the defiled marauder. To the victor, the spoils. They lie dead in the corridor, killed not by your guns, but knives and small arms fire. The only survivor is the captain, locked in the brig with a bottle of brandy. Chalk eyes stare back from every wall. When he ran out of chalk, he began scraping them in with his fingernails. Little remains of them but bloodied stumps. Seen this before, Captain, says a crew member, grasping your arm. Sky madness. Magdalene can't treat it. If you can be bothered to take the poor sod. Bring the poor fellow on board. The high wilderness is cruel. This could easily be you one day. Okay. We have a tale of terror. The crew wrap the sky-maddened captain in blankets and secure them tightly with belts. It takes 4 to transport him safely to the locomotive. He may not be happily restrained, but it should keep him from harm until you get him to Magdalene's. Lies south-southwest of New Winchester. Captain is secured. You have a moment to see whether there's anything of worth on his locomotive before returning to the wilderness. Gain some unusual cargo. What could it be? No one's keen to get close. Lid is gingerly removed. I'll breathe a sigh of relief when the coke is revealed. Black and precious, Captain's truest friend. Okay. Oh boy. Well, we've got the guy. We're still going up here, I think. For better or worse. I really want to find that location to drop the clock lady off. Bonnie Shepherd's. Anything else around here? I'm leery to use my bat. But I probably should. Okay, something up here. Yeah, okay, maybe using my bat a little bit more often is not actually a terrible idea. It does burn supplies, but I have more now. I do kind of wish I could put a mini-map in the top left, just so I kind of know where I'm going. This is a... Hey! I don't have to keep referring down to a map. That up. Okay, time to bail for a bit. Well, at least I can get supplies off of Marauders. Next time, maybe we buy the mining drill. When we get the chance, I'll buy the mining drill. Okay, they're quite messed up. Okay. 60% chances. Okay. Guns have reduced, so we could gain sovereigns or seek unusual items. Okay. The cabin floor did not survive the onset of your guns, nor did the cabin. You have to tread carefully. The carpet will not be saved. Few scorched documents sit on the bronzewood desk. Make for interesting reading. Apparently, London had a need of a few brave captains willing to bring fire to the Tacites. You would not have expected the signatories of the orders. Okay, another thing up here. This map is actually a little smaller than I thought it would be. I'm assuming it's still going to take a while to get through all of this, but... Oh. Cautious driver, is that? No, it's slightly different from the one that I crashed into. A homestead. Huh. That's a giant gun. Oh, that's really cool, though, that there's just a little homestead out here. Settlers who live so far beyond the edge of civilization relish the hardships of solitude. They'll fiercely defend their small territories, but occasionally welcome company and trade. A solitary settler lives in this modest homestead. She's not much of a conversationalist, but the enticing smells that waft from her kitchen are convincing. Eat your fill. Share gossip from civilization. New customs spring up quickly in the high wilderness. One of the most widely observed insists that a good story must be repaid with gifts. Precious gold, so we get some supplies, and we lost the gossip, but that's okay. And yes, I know there are 4 zones. I just mean that this specific map is a lot smaller than I was expecting. I thought they were going to be absolutely huge. As it stands, they're actually fairly reasonable. Okay, your host is desperate to hear news from New Winchester and London. The scandals, the fashions, the feuds. They listen intently, like an avaricious relative at the reading of a will. When you leave, you discover a generous bundle left on the footplate of your engine. Well, that's exactly what I needed. I'm just going to rely heavily on this bat. There we go. Hopefully that's what I need. Worst comes to worst, I just sell stuff. Or buy and sell. Well, I guess I have, like, no money. So, there's that. Let's zoom back in. So I must have been very close back before I died. Always wanted to go to a circus. Mother said no. Poor people. Disease. The driver looks forlorn. Nilsson's Point. Where do I land? Not here, apparently. Over here, I guess. Okay, so discovering ports. You're approaching a newly discovered port. To significantly reduce your terror. Your crew are always thankful to find another place of relative safety in the skies. However strange or full of devils, we're covered in mushrooms. Okay, so let's hide that. Bizarre. I have no money. I also sell bronzewood. I think I'm going to have to come back when I have more money. Because as it stands, I can do nothing. Keep going up. I'll send the bat out. Okay, found something up here. At least we're not running low on supplies, and my train is looking considerably less worse for the wear. Though, still very killable. Oh, hi. Hi. I gotta go round. Probably also hug the walls a little bit more. That way I'll actually find locations like that. Otherwise it's going to take a while. Man, the ambiance and the music for this game are, I'm going to say, kind of uncomfortable. Like, it is very much a, like, always. I almost expect to be, like, underwater more than floating around in effectively de facto space. I love this as a setting, by the way. The idea of this, like, maddened mosh of geography and... I don't know if I'm hearing guns. That's guns. What is that? Who are you? Is that a pair of marauders? I don't know. One's a marauder. I think we might have two ill-fated friends here. Whoa, that one's got a shotgun. Okay, one ill-fated friend to go. And a star-maddened explorer, eh? Well, at least the shotgun doesn't do too much damage. I do not want to be in front of that. Please burn and die. Or crash. Oh. Okay. Let's get unusual cargo. Clasp jewelry box. Something precious has been concealed. 11 sovereigns. For a total of 12. I am less poor. Okay, there we go. Star-maddened explorer is defeated. Gain hull. I'm hoping to pick up fuel and supplies more often, but I think just in general, once we get a more... Oh, old piping. Grizzled with moss, just from the undergrowth. This was London's first attempt to build a new Winchester. It failed. Oh, what the hell are you? Luckily, this guy's a loon. And seems perfectly content to just kind of take my fire. There's like homing missiles or something in this game. Reach Marauder is dead. Gain sovereigns. Unusual items. Failure. Okay, sort of. We have an uncanny specimen. Door eventually yields after sufficient bashing with a large hammer. Inside the room is a wreck. Damage is greater and more specific than could have been achieved by your guns. Carpet is mauled. The desk oozes. Precious charts have been regurgitated. Seems the captain had a pet. It's in the corner there, with a very long shadow indeed. It's decidedly unhappy. A change of scene may do it good. Okay, well, we've also got supplies. And Pinion's hand. Oh, what do we get? Supplies. In fact. Well, let's keep going around. I'm curious what will happen once we have a decent supply of like officers and whatnot. It'd certainly be nice if I had something that gave me like a larger scouting radius. That is just a giant gun. I wonder if I have to worry about it. Check out new pet. I don't know if I can. Oh, these are my current quests. Possessions? Oh, Academy. Remains of some celestial abhorrence, probably dead. You can acquire these from Cantankerry. I don't actually see the creature, so... my assumption is it died? Okay, a lot of just junk around here, but... oh. Not just junk. Ah, damn it. Dodged right into that one. Okay. Let's just avoid for a bit. A train is not the best. I wonder if I can actually have a side-mounted gun in this game. Because that would certainly be rad. I wonder if you can ram. Oh boy. I wonder what some of the biggest, baddest beasties in this game are. I'm assuming they get pretty big and pretty bad. Okay. Let's see. Find unusual cargo. Luminescent cage. Light burns from within. More uncanny specimens. Whew. I'm not sure what this big installation is, but it's spooky. Let's gain sovereigns. I need cash. And fuel. Fuel's nice. Yeah, fart gun would be nice. See, I'd probably want to broadside things more than anything else. Trying to shoot from behind would require them to chase me. I've tried butt guns in Nova Drift, and it doesn't work nearly as well as you'd think it would. Okay, seriously. This is northwest, so we gotta go back over this direction. Gonna send the bat out a couple more times. Butt guns and Spore, though. Well, yeah, that's because everything in Spore is dumb. Battle of Ulverston. Dang. And I'm hearing more gunfire. I wonder if there's... oh. Okay, this region is decidedly tentacular in nature. This seems like a fun place to hang out. Oh. They did say there were a lot of mushrooms in some of these locations. What could possibly go wrong in a place like this? Fire the bat out again. Let's see if we find anything else. Let's scoop past this. Skeen Skine. Seems like something... no? Seriously? I was assuming that would be... I was assuming... oh, hello. Okay. You're not where you thought you were. The sky's wrong. This is not where you're meant to be. Was it a trick of the mist as the wind carried you astray? Have the heavens themselves turned on their axis? It cost you fuel and time. Press on. Push forward into the stranger skies and hope that somewhere beyond you'll find familiar territories again. We got it. Order the crew to stand firm and hold the course as you traverse this uncanny fold in the sky. Eventually, a navigator utters a grateful oath. A landmark. You're found again. I'm curious what would have happened if I failed that. But I probably will fail it again at some point, guaranteed. So does anybody know what carries over specifically when you do die? Because I know this game is designed for that. And I know I'm currently playing on like the gentler mode so you don't just get wrecked. Jesus, I don't like this place. It's goopy creepy. Why is there a hand up ahead? Messenger of the heavens breathes a member of your crew. There are tears in his eyes. Horrors, you found a horror. One of the more disturbing landmarks in the high wilderness. Don't linger, your terror will increase more quickly as long as you remain near it. Faith's fall, cripes. Yeah, my terror is going up high. Those were eyes. I'm gonna have to go past that, can't I? It was kind of random. You get a new captain, but the locomotive stays. Okay, maybe some of the equipment you brought with it. Huh. Please tell me this is one of the locations that I was supposed to go to. Why would anybody live out here? Where the hell is here? What the hell is this? Newport, Peru. Okay, Hybras. Learn from your experiences. Yeah, clearly. Legend colony trying to dig its fingernails deep enough into the spongy fungal fabric of the reach. Cling on when hard times come. It's a sad truth that many more settlements are founded than flourish. Hybras. Nestled in this amidst the sprawling sporing gardens of the fungus, Hybras is a colony of octogenarians. Rotting buildings slough gently into decay. Maintenance is poor and the population aged. An insect speckled with fungus flies past drowsily. Growth asks no license. Reads a barely legible sign staked into a collapsed pile of fungal eggs. A venerable welcoming party is gathered. The wizened mayor approaches. His back is bent, but his pace is steady. He has a firm handshake. Welcome to our little hideaway. Watch him step. That one's about to fruit. True enough. The white little sack at your feet suddenly splits. Snaking tendrils of red fungus explode outwards. Mayoral assistant, a severe woman of slightly less advanced years, guides the mayor to a nearby bench. Stay as long as you like. Something is changing in Hybras. Hybras. Okay. So, yeah, I should probably do this. Hybras has only a handful of buildings clustered amongst the folds of fungus, yet life goes on here. Life moves at a slow pace in Hybras. On Hybras. Several colonists tend to allotments, while others sit squabbling outside the Brendan. Periodically, a lady emerges with tea and fungal crackers. Carpenter struggles with the fretwork on the new town hall. Carvings are of factories and faceless workers. I can't remember what they look like, he says sadly. Nestled... Okay, this keeps popping up. Let's see. So we've done that. Let's take Tia, I guess. Your terror has fallen. We lost 5. That's fine. Worth it. Okay. So a large woman of advanced years produces a pot of green tea and dollies from a moldering tea chest. She blows the spores off the cups. Back there, I used to read the leaves on our breaks. She peers into your finished cup. I'm sorry, I don't see a long future for you, my love. The most of what you have. Why did my terror fall? Okay. Wander the wilds of Hybras. Swamp marsh, fungus, and frond. Nowhere in the Reach has been so thoroughly colonized. It would be a shame not to see the sights. You enter the fungal forest of Hybras. Clouds of spores drift through the ropey tendrils of freestanding fungus. Giant ants, pierced with spines of mushroom, crawl to the tops of trees to better spread their spores. You wander amidst the webs and arches of mushrooms for some hours until you stumble across a shallow graveyard. Each headstone bears a number of 7 digits or more. Barely covered the shallow earth are sets of manacles. Let's see. Don't think I got too much. Gather report. Nothing seems to happen in this sleepy place, but perhaps someone will be interested. Life moves slowly here. There are arguments over the rules of bowls and the correct amount of time to steep tea. The station master seems to avoid the villagers. There's an unusual, unique quality to the starlight which filters through the underside of the caps. Earn rewards. Okay, so take that back in. So I could take tea. That's it. Make a delicate inquiry to the wizened mayor. Everyone here is very old indeed. Is there a lower age limit on settling in Hybras? The wizened mayor chuckles. Oh no, we'd welcome youth, but we don't get many settlers coming this way. We're happily secluded here. He smiles wistfully as, across the marsh, his mayoral assistant trounces an unfortunate at bowls. Our best years were spent by others. The wizened mayor glances at his allotment, which is overflowing with burgeoning mushrooms. We have plans to hopefully change that, though. Colonists are enjoying a second youth on Hybras. I explore more? Is there anything? Okay. The game of bowls has been organized on the flattest bit of marsh. You're invited to participate by the mayoral assistant, who proves herself a mean backhand draw. When all's over and everyone is retired for fungal juices at the Brendan, the wizened mayor takes you aside. What it's all about. A second youth. First, in some cases, he grins conspiratorially. Okay. Well, while we're here... Shop. Trade with the locals. There's the sacks of verdant seeds. So, there's the seeds, but I'm poor.